Om Sai Ram to our dearest Swami and loving Sai Rams to all tuned in. Welcome to this episode of Dare to be Divine Experiences with Sai. Joining us today we have Br Pulen Moodley, the Regional Seva Coordinator for Chats with Region 2 and the National Medical Officer. Om Sai Ram Uncle Pulen, and thank you for joining us today.
Om Sai Ram.
So to get started, tell us about yourself, a little background, your professions and passions.
Well, Lavinia, I'm a qualified pharmacist and I have my own business. My passion is Swami. And that goes without saying. I love seva and I love doing Swami's work. But I also have a wonderful family. I have a wife and I have 2 kids. My daughters just started first year varsity, which is scary. And I have a little daughter that is in grade 10 as well. So I have quite a full life and very hectic. But yeah, that's
sounds interesting. Full.
Yeah.
And how did you get to know about Swami and coming into the organization?
Okay, so that's a little bit of a difficult question because we were not born into a Sai family. My family has always been very spiritual, and we had very good morals and values. But we were never religious people, so we weren't people that went off to the temple or do a lot of ritualistic activities and things like that. And we actually found Swami very late in life. I think my mom and dad were called probably in the late 80s, and then myself much later thereafter. It was probably closer to the early to mid 2000s. Kind of thing, and then truly began Swami's work about 2014, 15 kind of thing. So it was quite late that we came into the organization, and even though I knew Swami, I really did not feel the passion or that closeness with Swami throughout my life until about probably 10 years ago, when he truly became the center of my life.
So as mentioned before, you are the regional seva coordinator and you are very committed to your seva projects. What sparked your love for seva and coordinating them?
Well, look, it was a very scary prospect. I've always loved doing work. Even before Swami called me, I have this passion to help and assist people. A lot of people ask me, why? I mean, why you are so giving? I don't mean that in a very egotistical manner, but I felt the need to always help people because of my upbringing, I guess. And then it was a natural progression. So as I became more involved with Swami, it became more and more obvious to me that I had to be involved in doing this work. Seva for me is easy. It comes naturally. It comes easy. I love being around people. I love laughing. I love being happy. So it really gives me a joy to do those sort of things. I find it difficult with literature. I'll be honest. I do not read a lot of literature relating to Swami. I do listen a lot, and I see it, and I watch a lot of videos of Swami students as well, and the experiences that they have. But with seva, I feel the passion. When I do the work, I can see Swami in the people that I'm serving. I see Swami in the people that are surrounding me, and I feel His presence when I'm doing His work as well. So that's the reason why.
I guess you're meant to be, and Swami knows you're meant to be.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that through the numerous activities that you've been through, there's one or two that was memorable, that stood out for you, or that was so special, if you're willing to share some.
Well, look, being part of the medical team, I've been part of the medical team for a long period now, at least 10 years. And we started off in the early days, when we started with Balbidat and the Balbidat camps, when there were no roads in Balbidat, when there were no houses, there were there's shacks that were in the area. And so medical has always been something very close to me. My passion to serve those that don't have those facilities available to them, that don't have medical facilities available to them, is there. So we recently had a pediatric camp at Fraser's, and to be sitting and talking to the children, smiling and laughing with them, and enjoying them, the hide and seek kind of games while they were waiting for their meds, and not really dispensing the medication, because we had pharmacists that were there also, and they were dispensing. But I was more interested in being part of the whole experience and being with the kids, and trying to make them smile, because they were apprehensive because they were seeing the doctor. So the medical part of it really inspires me. But I also get a lot of passion from going out and speaking to individuals and helping them and assisting them, at home, trying to uplift them, trying to show them different experiences on how to improve their lives as well. So that really touches my heart, and I love doing things like that.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Uncle Pulen. Our country, our devotees have gone through such a physical change over the last 2 years, physical and emotional change, and it's been a roller coaster with lockdown and devotees not physically attending. What advice do you have for them from adjusting to not attending, and now everything's opened up? What can we motivate them? What can we suggest? Because devotees and elderly are still scared, some of them are to attend seva activities and satsang.
So it's a twofold question. Number one, don't be lazy. I think devotees have become complacent. They're quite happy to sit in front of the TV and watch bhajans online, watch study circles online. There's so many programs that are happening online as well. People often sit in their pajamas, and I've been talking to people, they say it's very comfortable, they don't need to dress up. They sometimes eat in front of the TV while watching bhajans, they went to the loo. So there's no discipline. So for me, you cannot feel that contact and that connection with Swami if you are sitting in front of the TV. It just doesn't happen. But talking from a medical perspective, and with what we've just been through, it's been 2.5 years of a really traumatic time globally. A lot of people have gone into a state of depression. A lot of people are feeling very agitated and anxious. We've had people that are suffering from long-term COVID, where they have the symptoms that are going on for a period of time after having COVID. So there's a lot of anxiety and tension in the world because of what has happened. And for me, in order for you to overcome all of that, there is only one: your connection with Swami. So you need to come out, you need to experience that connection. A lot of people have lost that connection over this period of time, because you cannot get that connection on the TV. You cannot get the connection at all. So when you come back to ashram, you're back with all the devotees. You can feel that vibrations with the bhajans that are happening. You can feel that connection with Swami. From a COVID perspective, the numbers are down. And I think we all need to get back to our normal life. And part of being of that normal life is getting back to doing Swami's work. You cannot sit at home and not do Swami's work. There is no transformation. There is no grace by sitting at home. You need to get out there, you need to do the work. And the work will earn you that grace that you need to transform.
So no more being scared. So beautifully put. Swami says everyone will be given a chance by God to go and grow closer to the divine, and that is everyone's destiny in life. How close we actually go depends on us, and that is how much effort we put. How do we maintain this effort to grow once we grow with the divine?
It's a very difficult question, I can say that. It's not easy. It is absolutely not easy. I struggle. But what I can say is that in life, you need to prioritize. And at the top of that pyramid of prioritizing must be Swami. So everything leads up to that one point, to Swami. So everything else will fall into place. That Swami must be your inspiration in the morning when you get up. must be your inspiration at night when you go to sleep. Just to give you sort of a rundown of how we start our day at home. As a family, when we get up in the morning, we pray together. So as a family, you're already engaged in sadhana, and when we have finished prayer, and when I touch Swami's feet, I say to Swami, today, this is your day, Swami. You are the master. I leave this day in your hands and at your feet. You will direct me. If I am going to experience the negative actions, my negative karmic actions from previous life, please allow me to see to the community. But today is your day, and give me the strength to walk the path that is right. Because I know I will stray. I do have a monkey mind, like everyone talks about a monkey mind. I do have it. It is not easy, but it's a matter of having discipline, and it's a matter of leaving it at his feet and allowing to be. Let him be the charioteer. Let him be the charioteer. Don't try and take over his role.
Yeah, especially for young adults as well. They always say, I have studying, or if you're just newly married, you want to have a good balance. But how do you create that balance?
Another very difficult question.
Which I'm sure you have a good answer for us.
So I come from a background where I'm what you call an A-type personality. I put my head to the grinder and I work. It's always been that way. My focus before Swami called me was about chasing wealth, about the material things in life. So I worked 12 to 14-hour days. I had very little time for my girls when they were growing up, and that is my biggest regret. I had very little time for my wife as well in that early years of my work. And we get this question very often, when we have our regional meetings, and we'll find people asking, but where do we make the time from? We have families, we have work, we have other commitments. Where do we make the time? And my answer is very simple. At the end of the day, when you prioritize, when you make Swami your world, everything else will fall into place. Everything has its time, everything has its place. First, make a commitment to saying, maybe 2 Sundays a month, I will commit to doing Swami's work in the form of seva. Right? And then 2 Sundays a month, I will spend with my family. But if your family is involved with you in those activities, then you are spending 4 weekends with your family. And when you have that support, then time is not an issue. When they are with you and experiencing that bliss of doing that activity, you grow as a family, you get stronger as a family, and then time is no longer an issue.
True. You had a great answer, Uncle Pulen, for that. Thank you. Before we end, what advice would you like to give our youth out there that want to become active in seva and take up leadership roles? Because Swami says the future is our youth. So what advice do you have for the youth out there that want to take up these leadership roles and be active in seva as well?
Well, the first thing I would say, don't be afraid. Leadership is nothing to be afraid of. Firstly, leadership makes you a much more stronger person. It helps you transform. And when they talk about Swami sandpapering you, that's really what it is. And you've got to embrace it, because it allows you, it opens up so much of new worlds to you. You meet so many different people, you learn about so many new avenues of doing Swami's work. It builds you, it transforms you, it makes you a better individual. It makes you a much more loving individual. So the first thing is, do not be afraid of leadership roles. Number 2, say yes to any activity. Whether it's being part of an activity carried out by the ladies wing, whether it's an activity by the education wing, whether it's the seva wing, do not say no, say yes. Do not limit yourself to only doing a pet seva, do not limit yourself to only doing go-green activities. And that's what we find often in the organization. Do not be afraid to be the only young adult that is there, because you're there to learn. Find individuals that inspire and motivate you, and stick with those individuals. You will learn so much from them. You may even turn out to be a much stronger leader than those people are. And remember, leadership is all about being present by leading and by example. So if you are there doing the work, people will look up to you. You will be motivated. We have a lot of complacency from the young adults, not only the young adults, but throughout the organization. But from the young adults themselves, not being wanting to be part of certain programs. but say yes. You will reap the reward from that. The joy that it will bring you. You know, when you get part of programs like any kind of cooking program, be there in the morning to help with setup. Be there the day before to help with vegetable cleaning. It's all part of the process. You know, don't only come for certain aspects of it. You know, be part of the entire process. It will make you a stronger individual. You'll grow closer to Swami. You will find that you want to be part of more programs. You will find that you will be more inspired to be part of programs, and you will find that you will much easily communicate and be able to associate with other individuals from other regions and on the national stage as well, which is so important because learning from other individuals, this makes you such a stronger person. You know, sometimes you feel scared. I know I was extremely scared to be the seva convener. I was extremely scared to be part of the national medical team because it's a new environment. It's scary to you, but there's so much you can learn. You know, just open yourself out and allow Swami to take you through this journey. And that's the most important thing. Let him guide you.
Thank you. Any final words of wisdom?
I'm not a person with a lot of wisdom, but what I'd like to say
Swami speak through you.
Yeah, so what I would like to say is that you know, our time here is limited. We don't know what the Master has planned for us. There will always be bad days. There will always be bad days. There's no one that can tell you I have a good day every day. But see those bad days as part of your actions, your karmic. You know, your karmic actions have brought you to have those bad days. Accept those bad days, embrace those bad days, and say those days are there to help you transform and change. Embrace it. Because if you embrace it, it is no longer fear, it is no longer an anxiety. It is something to help you grow. And you will smile and you will get through that day. You know, you don't want to, we cannot go through life being agitators and anxious. You know, we must be joyful, we must be happy. Swami always said happy, happy, happy. That's what we need to be, happy, happy, happy. And when you do activities as well, smile, be happy, be joyful. If you have to scream, scream. Because that's what it's about. It's about being happy, doing the positive energy that comes with it. There's no need to be sullen to do an activity, you know. You don't need to be disciplined like a soldier in an army to try and do activities. It's there about being happy, being spiritually charged, if I can put it that way. You know, and you will pull everyone along with you. You will find that people are drawn to you, and those people want to be part of your world, and they want to do the same kind of they want to do the same kind of activities that you want to do. They want to make this world a better place, and you will find that you all grow together and be inspired together.
Wow, thank you so much, Uncle Pulen. I mean, I've learned in this short time so much and have been motivated just from the few words that you said. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and inspiring us, and I'm sure that the listeners are going to be inspired after listening to your responses as well. Thank you all for tuning in with us, and be safe, loving Sai Rams.